Welcome, dear listener. Take a slow breath. Feel the air move in and out. Here, in this quiet space, we leave behind the noise of the world and listen instead to the kind of story that helps us see life a little more clearly. This is Wordy Tales, where every story carries a seed of peace. Tonight's story is about a man named Ari who discovered that changing your life doesn't begin with doing more. It begins with learning to focus. So find a calm place. Let your mind rest, and let's begin. Ari lived in a small town filled with the constant hum of life. He woke up each day surrounded by screens, phone buzzing, messages waiting, plans already running through his mind before the sun even rose. He would sit down to eat breakfast, but barely taste his food. Work all day, but never feel progress. At night, he lay in bed scrolling endlessly, wondering why he felt so tired, yet so unfulfilled. His mind was everywhere and nowhere, always thinking, never resting. Always busy, never present. One day, his friend Myra said to him, "Ari, you're chasing too many things at once. You don't need more, you need focus." He laughed softly. Focus? I don't have time for that. But deep inside, something in those words stayed with him. A week later, Ari took a rare day off and wandered outside the city. He walked until he reached a small garden hidden between the hills. There, he saw an old man tending to flowers, slow, steady, at peace. Ari watched him in silence for a while, then said, "Your garden looks perfect. How do you keep everything growing so calmly?" The old man smiled and replied, "Because I don't water everything at once. I give each plant its moment." Ari blinked. "But doesn't that take too long?" The man chuckled. "It takes time, yes, but it gives life." Those words echoed inside Ari's mind like soft rain. I give each plant its moment. He realized he had been watering everything at once in his own life. Dreams, tasks, worries, plans, all fighting for his attention, and nothing, not even peace, had room to grow. That night, Ari decided to try something new. He didn't start a grand routine or change everything overnight. He simply sat for 5 quiet minutes. At first, his thoughts ran wild memories, plans, random noises, but he didn't fight them. He just breathed. And slowly, the noise began to fade, like waves calming after a storm. The next morning, he wrote one line in his notebook. "Today, I will do one thing with full presence." He began small. When he ate, he just ate. When he walked, he just walked. When he worked, he finished one task before starting another. At first, it felt slow, but soon, he noticed something magical. He felt clear. Each moment felt full, like it had color again. Weeks passed. Ari built simple habits, morning silence, 5 minutes of breathing before the world began, single focus, doing one thing fully, then resting. Midday pause, a short walk or a stretch to refresh his attention. Night reflection, writing what went well, and letting go of what didn't. The more he practiced, the more peaceful his life became. He realized focus wasn't about perfection. It was about being present enough to live fully in this moment. He stopped rushing. He started noticing the smell of morning tea, the laughter of a friend, the softness of sunlight on his hands. He began to feel alive again. One evening, Ari returned to the old gardener. He smiled and said, "I understand now. When I gave my mind one thing at a time, life finally started to bloom." The gardener smiled knowingly. "The mind is like a garden," he said. "Neglect it and weeds before you grow. Water it wisely and peace will blossom." They sat together quietly as the sun set 2 souls, still and content, watching the world glow in gentle light. Ari had learned what many never do, that peace isn't found in doing everything, it is found in doing this moment with your full heart. A focused mind is powerful because it gives you back your life, It frees you from overwhelm. It brings clarity to your decisions. It makes small things meaningful again. It helps you create love and live with intention. When you focus, you don't lose time, you gain it, because now you are truly living. Dear listener, the power of focus is gentle but life-changing. You don't need to chase peace, you only need to stop scattering yourself. Start with one small habit, a breath, a pause, a single clear moment. Do it every day and watch how life begins to quiet down, how joy returns in the simplest places. Thank you for listening to Wordy Tales. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe, like, and share so together we can bring more calm and focus into the world. Until next time, live slowly, think clearly, and let your mind be still like water.